Good evening, South Africa. It's David here from South Africa First. Um, Please subscribe to my channel. Why do I say South Africa First? South Africa First means that we want to make sure that when we think about South Africa, we're gonna do things that will put South Africa first, the people first. Not difficult. So South Africa First stands for equality. It means that we want all races to rule this country. We want everybody to be included, not just one race like we're having it at the moment. The ANC has messed up us completely. Now today is Freedom Day. Ach, it's a joke. Nobody's free. Black people are not free. I'm sorry. It's much worse than they were in apartheid here. But don't get me wrong, I don't believe in apartheid. It's really a bad thing that happened. But unfortunately, we're having apartheid now in this country for 27 years already. They've just turned it around. And we were told that was going to happen, but nobody listened. We hoped it won't happen, but it did. So now we need to turn it back to a place where all four races can rule, not just one race. Once upon a time it was white people. Now it's black people. Now we're saying stop this nonsense. All the people rule this country together. All races. Black, Indian, colored, and white. How are we going to get that right? You vote Spectrum National Party. I'm the white vice president of Spectrum National Party. There's a black and there's a colored. And then we got a colored president at the moment, Christopher Claassen. Now we are focused on the agenda to make sure that we put South Africa first. South Africans first. But South Africa in a whole first. How are we going to do that? We can have better plans. We can have parliament that's going to work properly. We're not going to have the circus we're having at the moment. This corruption we're having at the moment must be gone. The Zondo Commission has shown us how much corruption is really in this country. A lot of people will say, oh, that's only the tip of the iceberg. And if you don't know what that means, the iceberg is much bigger underneath the ocean that you actually see sticking out. Yeah, that's quite frightening. So we are only getting there now. Nobody's gone to jail. In 27 years of all the stealing, nobody's gone to jail. We've got people in the ANC that is decision makers of this country, like Ace Magashule, past presidents, a past president, let's call him Zuma. Let's talk about Gigaba, whatever his name is, the former finance minister, what he's been up to. And so we can go on and on and on. There's people that needs to be in jail. Now they're running away. They don't want to come in front of the Zondo Commission. Why? Because their lies will be displayed on national TV. And they don't want that. Because they're going to look like the bad guys. But they must be the good guys. They're not the good guys. They are useless, man. What they've done to this country is it's a disgrace. But then we go out there and we still vote for these people to go back into parliament. I mean, if that is crazy, I don't know. If you do the same thing over and over again, you think you're going to have this a different solution or a different reaction or something different happening? No. If you vote for the ANC, they'll be in power again and they'll mess it up further because they had 27 years to fix up the nonsense in this country and they have not done nothing. They've just messed it up completely. It is time for change. Spectrum National Party is the party that will bring change, not any other party. They do not have what we've got. They have not put the plans in place that we have. If you say, what are you talking about? I say, I'm not talking about equality. Not, oh, we talk about equality. We are putting it in our structures. That we have a president, at the moment, it's a colored president. We got a vice president, that's me. I'm a white vice president. I've got a black vice president. I've got an Indian vice president. We'll do that through our mayors. Everybody will have the same structure. Oh, how are you going to get that right? We are doing it at the moment, and we'll get it right because we got a plan. As soon as you join Spectrum National Party and you go on to our Zoom meetings and you start seeing how we operate, I'm telling you now, everybody I'm speaking to, if I tell them this is the way we're going to go forward with Spectrum National Party, they say they're in. No problem. I'm telling South Africa today, if you want change, Spectrum National Party is the party for you. Because this is how we're going to do it. All race will rule together, not just one race. We don't want apartheid again. We had it in a white apartheid. Now we're having a black apartheid. It's time to turn this thing and say, okay, wait a minute. We've got 4 races that's in this country. All 4 must rule. That we can get this country back on track. Because if we're going to if we're going to leave it with the ANC, or the DA, or the EFF, or the Vryheidsfront, or the ACDP, I'm sorry, we're not going to get anywhere. And I'm not saying that these parties done nothing for South Africa. That's not what I'm saying. But they've not done enough to make sure that this ruling party, the ANC, gets kicked out of parliament and that we can go in there and make a difference for our people. Close the borders. Make sure that illegal immigrants go. We want South Africans to get work. How are we going to do that? Well, all the borders were open. Everybody's rushed in, took all the jobs, and now most of our South Africans sitting, I don't have a job. We got poverty, we got joblessness in this country. It's not a joke. It's time for change. Freedom Day is a gat. Nobody's got freedom in this country. The only people that's got freedom is the people that's politicians, that's multimillionaires, that's past presidents and presidents. They've got a lot of money. They've got a lot of freedom. They sit and talk nonsense to us. They lie to us, and now we're seeing all their lies coming out. We knew they were lying. We just didn't have the proof. But now we have the proof. Freedom Day. The ANC is like, it's Freedom Day, 27 years. Yeah, what? Bunch of idiots. What have you done for South Africa? Nothing. You've taken us backwards. We came out of apartheid to have a rainbow nation. What rainbow? There's no rainbow. This is what a freaking rainbow looks like. Different colors. White, black, Indian colored. You didn't bring us a rainbow nation. You brought us one nation. And we're back into apartheid again. For 27 years. We had enough now, man. Stop your nonsense. It's time South Africa to stand up. Don't sit there and say, I'm not going to vote anymore. We don't have a chance. But then you have not looked at the figures. You want the figures? Let's give you the figures quickly. So about 18 million has voted the previous election. 18 million. We are 60 million. Only 18 million voted. I think there's 25 million registered. The rest couldn't care. I'm trying to say to you, open up your eyes. Get registered. If all the white people in South Africa votes for Spectrum National Party, we've got 4 million at least on the books. If all colored people vote for Spectrum National Party, we've got another, I think, 6 million or 7 million. Where are we at now? We're over 10 million already. We get the Indians. Let's say the Indians is about 2 million. And I haven't even talked about the blacks. Because don't think that this party doesn't include blacks, then you haven't been listening. If the black people come on board, that's it. Over and done with. ANC is nowhere to be found. The DA is nowhere to be found. Because they do not have the structures we've got in place. People will vote for Spectrum National Party because the way we're going to go about it. And the way we're going about it. So don't tell me we can never win. Because then you have not looked at the figures. Open up your eyes. Go yourself. Go to IEC. Go in there. You can see all the figures there. We'll show you exactly what happened in the past. Don't tell me that we cannot win this thing. Together we are stronger. Together all races can rule this country and make it better. Come on, people. From me, David Kortze, from South Africa First, from Spectrum National Party. I'm here to serve the people. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.